Hello, everybody. Nine and it does. How's everybody doing on this Friday? Start to the weekend. Well, we're not going to be going anywhere because this is happening out there. It is snowing to beat the band. So I'm good. Just staying right the hell where I am. Just saying. Yeah. See? That's old Nana. This is new Nana. Oop. So a couple of things today. One is Nancy Guthrie. They're working extra hard, and that poor woman, I can't imagine what her and her family are going through. I really can't. The reward has been pushed up to $100,000 now, so maybe that'll entice more people. They've had thousands of tips, thousands. But the one thing that struck me was the doorbell camera picture. It's the same look that the fella that did away with the senator in Minnesota and her husband and their puppy. And yeah, pretty shady looking character. But what's the difference? And dressed just like Ice, the frozen water gang, dressed just like him, face all covered, military type gear, gloves, had like a backpack thing on. I think they're going to start investigating to see if any of those guys were involved. I mean, his face was covered, right? What say you? So, yeah, I think they should start looking at those frozen water boys. That's what I think, because this guy was dressed a little, in my opinion, dressed kind of militarily adorned like they were. In my humble opinion, I think it may have been one of those guys, just saying. And maybe she said one too many things on the air about them. So they'll take it out on whoever, right? I just pray to the goddess that that lady's going to make it through this. I really do, for her sake and the families. And the whole world's, I guess, praying for her. I don't do the praying thing, but yeah. Always have a good thought in my heart, though. We'll see what happens there. And now, can you believe that it has been a whole year since the last Security Council conference that they had, when J.P. Vance got up there and made an absolute fool of himself? So did Marco Rubio. So did just about every delegate that went from the States. They just made themselves look foolish and stupid and just insulted everybody. So, yeah, we want those at the party, right? But, wow, it's been a year. That was the beginning of the end, I believe, in geopolitical. That's the new buzzword. And it's in here because I'm quoting people in this, but the German Chancellor, Friedrich Mertz, he just gave a speech at the Munich Security Conference, and he said international order based on rights and rules is currently being destroyed. Gee, I wonder by who? This order, as flawed as it has been in its heyday, no longer exists in that form. He revealed Friday that he held talks with Emmanuel Macron on joining the Paris nuclear deterrence program. I guess hinting that the allies are going to maybe have to go it alone this round without the United States. France has nuclear warheads, but Germany has never developed any, I guess, especially after what went on in World War II. They kind of stood down on all of that stuff. He said he would continue to observe NATO agreement. He would continue to observe NATO agreements, and warned that Washington also risked losing if the alliance were to fade. He said, even the United States will not be powerful enough to go it alone. Being part of NATO is not only Europe's competitive advantage, it is also the United States' competitive advantage. So I guess they're saying, let's repair the transatlantic trust together. We, the Europeans, are doing our part, he said. Then came the U.S. ambassador to the United Nations, Mike Waltz. You know, the Trump bootlicker ass kisser. Yeah, he pushed back on this, because of course he would, right? Criticism against, I said Mango Moose Knuckle's administration, but he said President Trump's administration, pivot to his Western Hemisphere bullshit and away from the allies who have stood in solidarity with America since World War II. But does he get that? No, he doesn't. This Western Hemisphere bullshit's got to go. It just does. Mike Waltz is the same guy on the Signal chat that invited the Atlantic journalist to a live bombing coming to a neighborhood near you, apparently, said that the United Nations and NATO are stronger and that more conflicts have been resolved because of President Donald Trump. And to prove it, Waltz presented the panel, as 50 other nations looked on, with ball caps. And wait for it, on that ball cap said, "Make United Nations great again," or MUNGA, MUNGA, MUNGA. Are you fucking kidding me? Sweet suffering Jesus. These people have got their priorities up his arse, and that's it. They can't see past it. The conference chairman, Wolfgang Eichinger, said, the transatlantic relations have been the backbone of this conference since it was formed in 1963. Now, transatlantic relations are currently in a significant crisis of confidence and credibility. So it is particularly welcome that the U.S. is now showing some interest in Munich. Wonder how many rare earth minerals they have. Just saying. They don't have any nukes, so why would he care about that? I believe that was tongue-in-cheek. I really do. I don't think he meant that. It's like, oh, now you're going to show up? That type of thing. Remember last year when Shady Pants stood up there as the Vice President of the United States of America and had the gall to lecture all those EU leaders on the state of their democracy at last year's conference? It's only been a year since then. It seems like it was 10 years ago. The panel said that the Secretary of State, Marco Stupido, will have a heavy lift if he thinks he's going to just calm the waters, especially after Trump threatened NATO countries of Denmark and Greenland. So, in the end, it's all about trust. It's all about trust. Do we trust each other as partners, he said? And can this lack of trust be repaired? I don't think it can be. Claudia Major, Senior Vice President at the German Marshall Fund in Berlin, said that one NATO ally that threatens another NATO ally has deeply affected Europeans' trust on the transatlantic relationship. There's a lot of that going around. And then those were from NBC News, by the way. This new batch, throat's going again. Cheers, dears. I thought I'd have a little bit of spring with all that winter going on out there. The BBC Anna Lamche headline, her headline was Rubio warns Europe of a new era in geopolitical before the big Munich speech. Rubio says it's a new era. That's what the mustache crew said as they invaded Poland in 1939. You know, before the Americans entered the war in 1941, almost 1942 before they got there. French President Emmanuel Macron insisted Europe must prepare for independence from the United States. While Rubio says we live in a new era in geopolitics, and it's going to require all of us to sort of re-examine what that looks like and what our role is going to be. Okay, in my opinion, that's spin. For Trump, because they're saying that, in my opinion, that Trump will make the rules, set up the policies, and you European folks can either fall in line and decide you want to play ball with us. If not, we're going to pull out of NATO and you guys are on your own. He's already pulled out of 66 other international organizations around the world. And Rubio said, these institutions no longer serve the interest of the United States. No, because they're selfish as fuck. And because all that money that would go to those institutions, in my humble opinion, for entertainment purposes only, that the U.S. was going to spend on those organizations went straight into his pocket or his new bank account in Qatar, just saying. And Trump could basically, this is what they're saying to the world, Trump could give two shits about helping his fellow man. If it's not going to make him feel better or make him richer, he's not interested. So NATO, we need to regroup. President Trump is making it clear that it's no longer acceptable to waste the American people's money on institutions that we have withdrawn from, like the international body tied to the United Nations Global Compact for Migration. He just rolled back huge regulations on pollution controls, so those drill baby drill boys and all those data control center boys can create as much goddamn pollution as they want. Because he don't care, he just rolled back all those regulations, like hundreds of them. Do what you want. We don't need catalytic converters on our cars. We don't need any filters on anything. No, we just, with all that insurance money you're going to get, I guess you can stock up on inhalers or something because you're not be able to afford a hospital or anything else. You're going to be walking around with friggin' gas masks on, just like the frozen water boys, because you're not going to be able to breathe the air. You're not going to be able to drink the water. But you can always buy Trump ice. He's got water. Yeah, you can always buy his water, right? Maybe that's what he has in mind. Maybe that's what he has in mind. And now he wants to build new grids so all them data centers can build up and take more energy. The fuel costs have gone up something like 43% just from last year to this year. And of course he did it during the winter, right? And Texas down there and anybody else that relies on that grid that they won't update, good luck with you guys, man. Good luck for you guys. I just feel so bad for the Americans that have to put up with this bullshit. I really do. I mean, he has no common dog fuck whatsoever. None. Nothing. No common sense even enters his little cantaloupe head there. Nothing enters in there. It's literally whatever the last person whispered in his goddamn ear. That's what goes in his ear. That's what stays in his ear. Until the next person does, and then he goes out there 10 minutes later and changes his mind on everything. So I guess we're going to see what's going on. He's already tacoed on all those tariffs for Europe and anybody else that was with Denmark and stuff, except Canada. We're still being fucked over royally. So I guess we're going to have to see what goes on. Your guess is as good as mine at this point. Just saying. Anyway, 9 and love should be good, be safe, and please take care of you first so you can take care of somebody else. And I'm sorry I didn't say hello and welcome to all my newcomers and my hangers-on. It's going to be Heart Day tomorrow. Oh, is this Friday the 13th? Yeah, Friday the 13th. Woohoo, lucky day. I'm going to go get a lottery ticket. 13's the lucky number. It has been in my family for years. Just saying. Okay, cheers, dears. Go get a nice cup of tea, warm up. And Vivi's not doing too bad. Not doing too bad. She's been out a few times today, and she's had a couple treats. Soft ones, but treats. So she's eaten, and she's not crying as much as she was last night. Oh, I felt so bad. It's like, I did this to her. But she's doing okay today. She went over to her bed. So, yeah. So take care of you first so you can take care of somebody else. Keep that smile on your face. It makes people wonder what you're up to. And give a couple away so other people can go, what are they talking about? What's that smile on her face for? Right? And don't forget, how you doing? Are you doing all right? Smile, see? From me to you. I love y'all. Take care. We'll talk later. Bye-bye.